15-year-old boy who smuggled himself to Hawaii in the landing gear of a passenger jet told investigators he was trying to reach his mother in Somalia. He scaled an airport fence in California almost 7 hours before the plane took off and survived the 5-hour journey at high altitude and freezing cold. He is really lucky to be alive, but others are asking how such a huge security breach could happen in the first place. So joining us now is U.S. Congressman Eric Swalwell, a member of the House Committee on Homeland Security. This is an unbelievable story, Congressman.
A remarkable story. Thank heavens he's alive, but it does raise major security questions about our airport perimeter security and what more can we do to protect our perimeters so that they're not breached like this.
Let me give you a little bit more of the backstory here and we can talk more. We learned today that the teen who stowed away on the flight hopped the airport fence shortly after 1 a.m. That was on Sunday, and the flight took off at 7:55 a.m. How concerned are you that an unauthorized person could be in an airport undetected, out on the tarmac, access to the plane or whatever, for almost 7 hours?
We should know as soon as he's coming over the fence, and then for him to be able to roam at will around the airport, the runway, the gate area, and for no one to see him, that's a problem. And so I'm calling on the TSA to do a nationwide assessment of our airports. This is the fourth security breach in 5 years. We had the jet skier at JFK who wandered across 2 runways. There was a car that crashed through the gates in Philadelphia. And so for the traveling public to have confidence in air safety, we need to make sure that these perimeters are guarded, at least with upgraded security measures.
Okay, let's talk in specifics here, because you are calling for an investigation of airport perimeter security. What specifically would you like to see done?
Well, first, I'd like to know our vulnerabilities. We haven't taken a diagnostic of our nation's airports. And now these airports, Don, they are bigger than some in many small towns. They're over 1,000 acres in many cases, and it's impossible to guard against 100% of the threats. But I think we owe it to passengers to look at what new technologies are out there that we could employ to make sure that when we get on a plane, only ticketed, screened passengers are on that flight.
If a person is able, Congressman, to climb into the wheel well of a plane, you have to think there's nothing to prevent someone from putting something else or some contraband or, God forbid, even a bomb, on the plane.
That's what's so troubling. Is we're fortunate that these past incidents, passenger safety was not affected, but you can only imagine what a determined person could do. And so that's why I think let's take a look at all of our airports, focus on the ones that have the greatest vulnerabilities, and start to step it up and bring into the 21st century some of the technology we use to alert airport officials when people have breached the perimeter security.
Usually, when people go to the airport, the contact that they have with security, it's usually the TSA. So let's talk about the TSA's role here. It's largely the security inside of the airport building, the checkpoint security. Local airport police handle the perimeter. So who do you think is at fault here?
The TSA is responsible for airport security. They work with local law enforcement. And what I believe we need to do is not just have high-quality security at where the employees go through or where the passengers go through, but these large perimeters. And as I said, at the San Jose airport, you could fit almost 800 football fields in the area that covers. You can't put a person at every 10 feet to watch it. But, with surveillance cameras, with upgraded technologies that are out there, we owe it to people to look at whether this could have prevented this, because we can't afford for somebody to walk into one of these airports who does want to bring harm to passengers or an airliner.
It's important to what you're trying to do, so keep us updated. Thank you, Congressman. Appreciate it.